Um, yeah, there was a few things that we focused on in the international break, so it was really I was really happy, and our coaching staff were happy to see some of those come to life so quickly, which was nice. And I think that this group, we expect them to understand the game of hockey, know the game of hockey, and be able to apply it right away. So, aside from a couple of 5-minute lapses here and there, I thought that we had a great game, and our special teams was really good as well. The 3v5 was great, and then our power play gave us momentum. So, I didn't think we gave them too much. So I was overall happy, but that's a comment, not rewatching the game yet too.
What things were you working on over the break that you saw?
Just different aspects around the face-off circle. Not necessarily face-offs themselves, but different elements of it, and just wanting to play a faster brand of hockey, and not needing it to look pretty or look perfect at this moment in time. We can refine that as the season goes on, but just their confidence and willingness to implement. And even mid-game, we made an adjustment, and they were able to apply it right away, and it really helped us. So this group is smart, and they're eager, and they're willing to work.
What did you think of Ann-René's game and her season so far?
I got to use the same word, outstanding again. She gives us an opportunity to be able to play in front of her and play a style that we want to play. And but when you play for us, you also have to play defense, and I think that we didn't give them too much 5-on-5, which is something that we can look at, dissect, and go through as a team, and figure out what those trends are exactly, and continue to evolve them. So she bailed us out when we needed her to, and she was amazing in the 3v5.
12 days without playing. What did you think of the way the team came out in the first period?
I know you guys were so worried about that.
What? Like, we're looking for something to talk about.
Yeah, totally. No, totally. It was the only thing we talked about for 12 days. I was really happy with how we played today. It didn't feel like we took 12 days off, and that's the goal. That's the preparation. That's the planning. That's the performance. That's the monitoring of loads. That's everything that we do scientifically, hockey-wise. It all comes together to form maybe a performance like that. And so for us, we kind of took it as like, hey, we're one of the only teams that has this long of a break, so let's do what we can to make sure that it doesn't impact us. So that was our mindset.
The team blocked about a dozen shots in the third period. How you describe the level of commitment of your player in the team at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think that was really promising to see, players willing to put their body on the line. I think that that's something we're so happy about as a coaching staff, and grateful for, and thankful that they'll do that. And I think this group has really come together, and there's a lot of mature hockey players in our group and in our team. So the willingness to block it, like, you have to want to do that, and you have to like each other to want to do that as well, and that's what we're seeing.
Right, how about Poulain's goal that was called back? I mean, it's a tough thing to score goals in. What did that do with the bench when it looked like a goal? Obviously they called it back because of kicking motion, but how do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the momentum of the game at that point, I felt that we had it. And so something like that, it's a little bit easier to rebound when it doesn't go in your favor. If the momentum was in a different scenario, maybe I would be saying something different up here. But it was a very skilled play, and the fact that it went in, like, you must just let us have that one. Like, that's a really great goal. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that now, because we don't have as much say in the matter of everything, and there's it seems to be a trend. There's a no kicking of goals trend in our league right now. So hopefully that'll die down. And I think being able to use your feet is a skilled play. And there's no way in the inner slot that Pooh could have. She was just trying to get it into the blue paint, and it happened to go in. And I just think that you should be able to use so if I kick the puck from the blue line, and it happened to slide all the way in. Like, we really, it's still no goal, and feet are a part of the game, and it's a really skilled play to be able to use. So I think it should be revisited.
Last game, you got the top line scoring a lot. This game, you got a goal from Scamurra, got a goal from Mancova's line. What does it say about them to finally get that, the production that went with their play?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're 3 games in, and people have to get used to playing for Montreal, playing in our league if they're new to our league. So, I think it's a good sign that we're seeing scoring from other lines this early on, and we're just going to continue to work with those players to help them be consistent in that area. So, really happy to see it, and really it takes some pressure off of some of our players who are expected to score in those moments, but we need to be able to share that load. I think good teams are able to share the load, and we're really pushing for that.
And Natalie, beating out that icing to lead to Katie's goal, just a play that, she could have just coasted to the line and to get a goal out of that. What does that say?
Yeah, I mean, she is such a gritty player, and coming out of the NCAA, she's one of the players that we've seen who is more ready for this league over our small sample size of a few years. And, she is tenacious. She is someone who wants to be around the puck at all times. She's highly, highly skilled with the puck, but she has that ability without the puck. So, we're happy that we picked her, and we picked her for a reason. So we're just going to continue to try to grow her game.
It was a very good one.
Oh, was it? Ooh.
Let's see what it is.
Kori, Renata talked about your team being physical today.
Yeah.
Troy said it was probably the most physical Montreal team he's faced, since the start of the league.
Yeah.
It's an aspect of the game I think you wanted to improve during the offseason. Are you happy with what we're seeing so far?
Yeah, I think mission accomplished today, and every game is going to present different things, but we know that Toronto plays that style as well. So not everybody plays that physical, but we haven't played Vancouver and Seattle yet either. So just really happy with the physicality piece. I think that's, a big push in our off season was to get more physical players. One more.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should think back about Katie Tibin when she first came to Montreal. You were one in the player you were seeing today. What's the biggest difference you see in the improvement?
I mean, it's night and day. You guys have all been following our team for the past 3 years. Like, just the confidence, the small plays, the soft touch, the getting shots through. She had a couple of shots blocked today, but it's a work in progress, right? And then she scores that big goal for us. So it's just remarkable the amount of improvement, and I think that she's a great symbol of how female players can still continue to improve with now this new league in place and having the opportunity to play at this level. You're seeing a lot of players find their own in this league, and Tabes is one of them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Merci.
Laura,
What do you think of the way your team came out after such a long break?
Really proud. It's not easy, our schedule right now, and we all know that. We've talked a lot about it, but we put in a lot of work the last 10 days, whether it was on the ice or just getting to know one another a little bit better. And I think we knew we had to come out, keep it simple, play hard, and that's exactly what we did. And I'm really proud of the way we came out, because that's not easy. Timing and connectedness, all of those things, when you don't play that often, sometimes you can lack. But our mission and our goal was simple. And we stuck to it, and it was awesome to see that first period.
Hayley, congratulations. I'm assuming you enjoyed that. Was it like scoring your first goal?
Yeah, it was incredible. Didn't know I had it. I honestly thought Dara had it. But it's just been great to be with this group and to score at home with the fans cheering and everything. And
Ann-Renée, comment toi, de ta position, tu l'as vécu ce match-là, parce que tu avais comme 10 tirs après deux périodes, puis là, il est arrivé les 5 contre 3, tu étais un peu bombardé.
C'était vraiment impressionnant justement de voir le début de partie qu'on a connu justement après une pause aussi longue. Je trouvais qu'on avait appliqué énormément de pression. C'était peut-être une de nos meilleures périodes en tant qu'équipe, la plus complète. Donc, on était vraiment physique, on mettait les rondelles en fond de territoire, l'échec avant allait bien, tout fonctionnait un petit peu pour nous. Et puis, justement, des fois, t'es pas occupé au début, puis quand ton équipe a besoin d'un arrêt, il faut que tu t'assures d'être là, que tu sois prête. Et puis, c'était le fun de voir justement les joueuses bloquer des lancers en troisième période, vraiment sacrifier leur corps. Je pense qu'Aaron en a bloqué une avec son visage, deux avec ses patins un petit peu partout. Donc, d'être prête à faire ça au troisième match de l'année, c'était impressionnant.
Ann-Renée, avec l'expérience que tu as, quand tu es dans les matchs comme ceux-là où tu ne reçois pas beaucoup de tirs, ton focus, comment tu le gardes? Est-ce que tu fais quelque chose en particulier? Comment tu fais?
Je m'en tirais pas. J'ai été assez habituée à ces matchs-là, que ce soit en jouant au Wisconsin ou avec le Canada. Donc, je manque pas de pratique de ce côté-là, mais c'est vraiment de rester engagé avec tes coéquipières, que ce soit en leur parlant, communiquant des fois entre les pauses, jouant à la rondelle. J'ai pas fait faire de crise de cœur à personne aujourd'hui, donc c'est une bonne nouvelle. Et puis, c'est vraiment justement de s'assurer d'être prête quand tu as besoin d'un arrêt clé. Donc, c'est ces petites choses-là qui font en sorte que tu es prête. Mais en même temps, je veux dire, tu les arrêtes juste une à la fois. S'il y en a plus, des fois, c'était plus occupé. Sinon, c'est pas grave. Les filles, ça veut dire qu'ils jouent bien.
Tu connais un excellent début de saison pour toi. C'est 3 buts en 3 matchs. Et tu viens de mentionner le fait qu'il y a eu beaucoup de tirs bloqués. Effectivement, une quinzaine dans la rencontre, une douzaine en fin de rencontre. Malgré ça, est-ce qu'on s'habitue à ça d'un niveau d'engagement aussi grand que ça? On a l'impression que notre équipe a eu de la difficulté à trouver leur rythme, mais ça a comme débloqué en troisième période. Donc, comment tu as vu ça, l'idée de te réajuster, d'avoir encore des gens qui se connaissent comme ça devant toi?
Oui, c'est vraiment plaisant de voir justement l'effort. On dirait que tout le monde, ça fait déjà plusieurs mois, années qu'on joue ensemble, mais il faut comprendre que c'est quand même tout nouveau. Ça fait pas si longtemps que ça que le camp d'entraînement est terminé, et puis de voir à quel point tout le monde est prêt à jouer pour la victoire, qu'ils veulent tout faire, peu importe c'est quoi leur rôle qui est demandé. C'est vraiment le fun. Et puis de mon côté, c'est vraiment, on sait que c'est une ligue qui ne donne pas beaucoup de buts en moyenne. Si tu en laisses passer 2, des fois tes chances de gagner sont assez minimes. Donc c'est vraiment à chaque partie de donner une chance à mon équipe de gagner quand c'est possible. Puis les filles comptent énormément de buts dernièrement, donc ça l'aide beaucoup.
Toronto talked about maybe facing the most physical Montreal team they ever faced. It's an aspect of the game that, during the off-season, the team wanted to improve. Would you agree with that right now you have the most physical Montreal team you've seen in the league so far?
That's nice to hear. I think that's a goal of ours is for teams to come in here and to feel that and to feel that we're a tough team to play against. Obviously, Toronto's quite a good team on the other side and pretty physical too. So for them to feel it tonight and for them to have that and say that, I think that's huge for us. I think that's something we're really working towards. And this league is obviously allowing a lot of physicality, and we want that. So I think it's extremely important for our team, and you can see when we are physical, when we are taking the body the right way, we're tough to play against. And I think it's a big part of our off season. It's a big part of our training camp, our 10 days off. And I think we're going to continue to push and be a team that's really difficult to play against.
Hayley, you said that you scored your first goal against your former team. Can you tell me about your anticipation before the game?
I was excited for this game. I think nothing really compares to the trade and playing my team the very next day. So I think that kind of helped in terms of like any anxiety that I might have been feeling. But honestly, I just feel such a big part of this team. Like they've welcomed me in really well and just rallied behind me. And I think it didn't really feel any anticipation necessarily. I was just excited.
Just wondering for all three of you or any of you, playing at noon, how does that sort of change your day or your pregame preparation?
I love it. I'm an early riser and I go to bed early, so please, more noon games less 7 p.m. But obviously it's a change. You kind of wake up and you have to go at the rink and play, and then you can grab dinner with your family or friends after or whatever. But obviously each players have different routine, different things. But I think this league has really taught us to be flexible and be adaptable, and then we are kind of ready. And you learn as you go too. For all three of us, it's our third year, so we've played a few of those before. But I think we showed up really well, so maybe more noon games for our team.
I think we have a great support staff around us too, who give us different techniques, things to try, so that we are ready come puck drop. So I think a big part of that is using the resources around you, using that preparation to your advantage. And we have a great group here of players, but we also have a great group of staff who are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that all we have to do out there is perform.
Can you bring us back to your goal? How did you see it? You were already on your knees.
I'm not sure. Honestly, I felt like that power play I was just talking to the girls, felt like we were just playing a game of chase at the beginning. I felt like I was all over the ice and didn't know where I was going. and then the puck perfectly was placed off the pad right to me, so I was in the right place at the right time. But it was a pretty well executed shot. I don't know if she was trying to score or not, but if she wasn't, it was a perfect pass right off the pad, and I ended up in the right spot at the right time.
Hayley, you mentioned, obviously coming to a new team, but on your lineup with Dara and Skylar, two younger players, you have to move to center because of Jade's injury as well. What's that been like, the integration and kind of being a leader on
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me for sure. I haven't played center in a few years, but I mean, they've been great to play with. They bring like the energy for me, and the kind of like fun energy that I sometimes need. I get a little too serious once in a while. So we've had a great time, and they've been communicative with me and helped support me in the coaching staff as well. They've been helping me with face-offs, and I think that really showed today. And just in all aspects of the game, because center is so different from the wing.
Awesome. Merci.
Merci.